Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today and thank you for tuning in. This is our watch list for Thursday, September 22nd. I'm ready to go on this stuff. I'm ready to give you guys the setups. I'm going to ask you guys this if you're new. If I could show you guys a way to be more profitable and more consistent in your trading, would that interest you? I'm guessing your answer would be yes. Now we're going to go through these plays, and this might not teach you everything that you need to know, but at the end of this video, I've got a beginners playlist that you can go into and you can learn everything about the strat for beginners, okay? So go check that out at the end of the video. I want to go through a couple things here, guys. If you have questions or anything, you can comment down below. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you like the video. If you have other questions, you can also put them on Twitter or in the Discord, okay? The Discord link is in the description below. You click on that link, it'll take you to the Discord, and everything that I offer for free or fee-based is in that Discord. So I have links down below for my Griswold Strat indicator. You cannot find it in the indicator tab of TradingView. You can find it down below or in the Discord. It's a $25 one-time fee, all in one-stop shop for all the strat indicators, including time frame continuity, candlestick numbers, inside bar painted yellow, outside bars painted white, Sara STRAT Sniper's 50% rule. Hey, there's a bunch of stuff. So it's 25 bucks, one-time fee. If I do any upgrades or updates to that indicator, there's no extra charge. So like I said, that link is down below. The Discord link is down below. And then this platform that I use is called TradingView, as I mentioned. So if you're looking for a platform like this to chart your trades, there's a link in the description below. It'll give you a free 30-day trial to their subscription-based services on TradingView. So click on that link, get your free subscription, and then after your free 30 days, if you choose to use one of those subscriptions, you get up to $30 off of that subscription. So go down below, click that link, and save yourself some money if you've never used TradingView before. Another thing I want to go through, guys, and this will be the last thing, and then we'll get into the ads, or into the playlist. It's the ads. So I know the ads suck, but those ads pay to keep this stuff free. So it pays for my time that I take to make these videos for all of you guys, and we've got 350 plus videos for you guys to learn the strat from, okay? A lot of them are setups like we're doing today, but there are probably over 100 learning tool videos for you guys to sit down and learn exactly how to become more profitable, how to become more consistent, and how to trade this strategy, which I think is the easiest strategy that there is. So I ask you in advance, and I thank you in advance to let those ads roll through. Go get a drink, go get a snack, and then we'll finish going through the list and continue going through the list. So let's get started on that list. So the first one we've got on here is CVX. Now, because of FOMC today, there was a pretty big drop in the market, and then a rebound, and then a drop again. So, and we can talk about that later on in the video. If you wait till the end, I'll show you. I'm going to mention something to you, so stick around. You're not going to want to miss that, especially for the next time that FOMC comes around. You will have that in your tool belt, but we'll do that at the end. Stick around till then. It's a gem. Okay, so the first one we're going to go through here is CVX. So CVX, 2 up, finished red. We're going to look for puts on this thing at 154.92. We're already 2 down on the week. I know that because this pink line represents my trigger for the weekly. So we've got a 1, 2 up, 2 down reversal is what we're looking for. I don't have the targets in here, but there's the magnitude for it. And it's pretty good magnitude at about 70 cents. So we can look for CVX and puts. Next up, we've got Coca-Cola, ticker symbol KO. 2 up, finished red. And we're going to look for puts on KO at 59.38. And there is your first target. There are some close targets here. There's 2 and there's 3. I'll give you 3 of them. And my opinion on what's going to happen, and I know my opinion doesn't mean much, because it's just a theory on what I think will happen because we open here. So there's 2 things I think may happen here. A lot of the plays have these big two ups that finish red, or these big red hammer candles. This isn't quite a hammer, but most of the setups, most of the tickers look like this, with a close right at the bottom and no wick. So one of two things can happen here. I think we'll either open up here in the morning and continue red, or we're going to gap down and finish 2 down in green. I think we're going to come back and fill these gaps, to be honest with you. But I think we're either gapping down in the morning or we're going to open up somewhere in this range and finish red. So a gap down in green, or we finish red on the day if we don't gap down and we just open inside bar. Okay, so that's Coca-Cola at 59.38. Watch the magnitude here so you don't get caught tagging it and then it reversing on you. Palantir, PLTR. Here's one of those candles again. 2 up red, inverse hammer shooter candle. I think I said hammer candle. I should have, on the previous one, it should have been an inverse hammer or shooter. So puts at $7.66, and then we can just look for the first target there at $7.60. And then the next one, obviously at the bottom of the next wick, $7.56. Somebody asked me on one of my SPY videos why I didn't have, something like that, okay? Or how do I do this? This isn't a great example because we have the bottom of the wick, but he asked why we didn't take the bottom of a wick further back. So we're going through candles now. We don't go through candles. We just take the bottom of, see how this is, we're going here, bottom of the next wick, bottom of the next wick, then the bottom of the next wick. Then we would go to the bottom of the next wick, then the bottom of the next wick, and then the bottom. So it's in continuation. We just take the next wick available to us as we move down. We don't go through a candle to find a target, okay? So hopefully that cleared up that question for you. Whoever, I can't remember who it was, but hopefully that cleared that up. Walmart, 2 up, finished red, hammer, candle. Okay, so it's a 1-2-2 reversal is what we're looking for. I'm going to move this into place like so, and then now I know I said bottom of the wicks. This is the one time where on put situations you can use the top of the wick. So we have a gap here, meaning there's no candle to fill in between these 2 wicks. Okay, there's no candle here. So that's what we call a gap. So when we have those gaps, the targets go to the top of the candle, and then your next target can go to the bottom of that same candle. Okay. Next up, we've got Apple AAPL, 2 up, finished red. Puts on Apple at 153.72. I'm going to move this down so we can have our target marked out there. And again, not great magnitude. So I like to see a little bit of a gap there, a little bit of space in between there, a little bit of meat on the bones. So instead of having, 10 cents, I would really like to see that, in this range here. Is that what it is? 152. I guess that's a buck. A buck on Apple, is that where we're at? No, it's 10 cents. 153.72 to 153.62. So yeah, I'd like to see this, somewhere in that range, somewhere there. I'd like to see at least $1 on Apple for a range. When you're only a couple cents, it makes it tough because a lot of times what happens is we come down and just barely tag that target and then it reverses. I'm sure I've got an example in here that I can show you. So AMD has an outside bar. Now I don't usually put these on here. So it's an outside bar, it's a shooter candle, an inverse hammer, and it's full time frame continuity. So guys, a lot of the setups, a lot of the tickers are showing this full time frame to the downside. Okay, so we can look for continuations. A 2-3-2 continuation, whatever you want to call it. But there's a lot of setups that have full time frame, and I would be looking for a continuation downward tomorrow. Now, whether that's a gap and we retrace up, it's still going to be a 2 down. Okay, you just unfortunately can't get in on those gaps, but you can play the gaps, and I've got a whole playlist on gaps on how to play the gaps in the morning. Go check out the video playlist that I've got available for you guys. I think there's about 3 or 4 videos on how to play gaps. Okay, so puts on AMD at 74.44. And like I said, don't forget at the end, we're going to go through how you could have played FOMC today. It was a dynamite setup. and I saw a tweet about it, and it worked to a T the way the guy explained it, and I'm going to go through it with you at the end of this video. Okay, so Chewy has an inside bar with an inverse hammer or a shooter candle, and again, we break to the low, and this is full time frame down, and look out. So Chewy with the inside bar. Let's talk about the inside bar. So if you're new, I'm sure you don't know much about inside bars. I will explain them to you. Okay, inside bars, they don't break the high, they do not break the low of the previous candle. See how it stays within this range? The high of the wick and the low of the high of the candle and the low of the candle stayed within the range of the previous candle. It didn't break the high or the low. So this is a consolidating candle, showing consolidation. And when you see this yellow candle, if you have the Griswold Strat indicator, if you see the yellow candle or the one candle, I want you guys to think of a spring. Picture this as a coiled up spring, and it's tightened and compressed. And when you let that go, we're expecting that to bust out and explode to one direction or the other. And we can go back, and I always do this, I always show you guys this. We can go back and look in time. This candlesticks, and I'll tell you, the candlesticks tell you a story. Okay, these candlesticks are saying, if this inside bar says, if I break through here, buy me, and if I come up to there, there's our targets, you can sell me. So they are telling you a story. You need to be able to read that story, understand it, and take your profits when that story is fulfilled. Okay, so that's the last time we had an inside bar there. This gold highlight is also part of the Griswold Strat indicator. Gives you 3-1 setups. Let's find the next inside bar, and then we'll move on here. Here's one here. Triggered, hit targets, and just kept on going. So again, they don't always work, but what we're doing with the strat and what anybody does with trading at any time is playing probabilities, because we don't know what the next candlestick is going to do. We know what it should do, or what it probably should do. That's where probability comes from. We think and we know what it probably should do, but it doesn't always do it. So we play the probabilities, and when we go into force, we can jump in on that trade and try and get some profit out of it. But there's risk in every trade. There's risk in every strategy. If someone tells you it's risk-free, they're lying to you, because every trade has an element of risk in it. Every strategy has an element of risk in it. There's nothing that is risk-free. Next up, CL. That's Colgate Palmolive, 2 up, finished red. We're going to look for puts on this thing. Full time frame to the downside. Puts at 74.90. Datadog, DDOG, 2 up, finished red. Shooter candle, puts at 93.59. This one has good magnitude to the downside. They're at 91.87. And full time frame to the downside once we trigger there. Docusign. Docusign's got so this is another one of those ones where it's an outside bar. It's a shooter candle. We can call that a Momo shooter. And we've got full time frame continuity to the downside. 54.59 is our trigger. And again, really, really great magnitude here, or potential for profit targets. We're over $1 on that one. Okay, so Docusign looks really good as well. Ford Motor Company, 2 up. It's an inside bar, shooter candle. It's an actionable signal. We've got great time frame continuity. 13.04 for the puts, and the first target sucks at 13.01. But if we can make it through that, the next target, I'm going to put that one in. The next target is at 12.64 right here. So again, watch out for that first target, because a lot of times it tags it and it reverses. Okay, GME. It's another one of those shooter candles or inverse hammers with full time frame continuity. We're going to see if we can have a continuation here, or move into a 2 down on the week, as it's inside bar. I know that because of this yellow circle on this indicator is telling me it's an inside bar. So we go to the week. There's my inside bar on the week, and we are about to trigger. There we go. We're about to trigger 2 down on the week. Okay, so if we have this continuation, 2-2-2 continuation looks like, then we've got full time frame continuity. We are Let's move that down. We are 2 down red, and we are 2 down red on the week as well. So watch for GME for a continuation. GS Goldman Sachs 2 up, finished red. That's an ugly shooter, but we can call it that. Puts on this one at 320. Little up there. 320.70, let's call it. And this is the thing I was showing you guys. We didn't have a wick. We closed without a wick. So that's why I'm saying we may gap down here, but I think if we gap down, we'll have a retracement and finish green. Or the other thing I think may happen is we open up around here and then just have a continuation of a red day on Thursday. Macy's, ticker symbol M, 2 up, finished red, puts at 16.45. PayPal, 2 up, finished red, puts at 91.18, it looks like. Maybe a little bit less, maybe 91.17, 91.09. And then first target's at 90.44. That's decent magnitude for us to hit there. Target, TGT, 2 up, finished red, puts at 159.03. They're taking a little bit longer to load. 158.89 is where I've got it at, okay? Those are your triggers there. Twitter, TWTR, 2 up, finished red. We'll look for puts at 41.27. Let's mark that first target out here at 40.93. That's fairly good magnitude on that price. And then we're looking for a 2 down red on the week if we trigger this line. Hit that profit target there. Okay. Let's go through that FOMC really quickly. So I saw an article on Twitter that a guy posted. I can't remember. Juicy Trades. If you go onto his Twitter feed, he had it retweeted. I've got it retweeted on mine. Now, if we go to SPY, I'm going to show you exactly what he said. Okay, and it's crazy. I'm going to get rid of these lines for a second because that is set up for our SPY series. Don't forget about our SPY series, okay? End of the video. You can check that one out as well. How to play SPY every single day. So, what he had said was at 12 o'clock or 2 p.m. Eastern, he said, watch, there's going to be a move on SPY. And it might be green and it might be red. And then at 2:30, you can look for a move in the opposite direction. I took his advice, okay? I posted it in our Discord at 9:40 Mountain Time. So that would have been like 11. I don't know what time that is there. Anyways, I posted at 9:30. 11:40, I guess, Eastern Time. So this was the first one here. That's what he's saying. At 12 o'clock or 2 p.m. Eastern, watch for a move when the speeches open up. Okay, and there was a move, and it dropped fast, and it was awesome to watch, actually. It was I found it quite fascinating. My kids would say it was so satisfying. So that dropped, and then we hit 12:10, 12:20, and he says at 12:30, when Powell comes on, watch for the move in the opposite direction. He said it's done this the last 19 times, and it goes on a run. And I can't remember what he said, $5 to $10. A $5 to $10 run on SPY. So I took his advice. Okay, and I bought at 12, I guess it would have been, what time was it? 12:36 on my time. So somewhere in this range is where I bought. I think it was 12:30. I have it posted. I can't remember exactly what time. I think it was somewhere around here, actually. 12:06 or something along those lines. Anyways, it came up and it came back down, and I thought I missed my opportunity, but I wanted to hold true to what he said and what history showed us over the last 19 times that we had these. So we had an inside bar, and you could have looked at this on any chart. I'm just showing it to you on the 10. You can go and look on the 5. It doesn't matter. But at 12:30, we opened, came down, and look at this. Bing, bing. Okay, I had to leave the house. I sold. Man, maybe it was my sell was at 12:38. That sounds more reasonable. 12:38. So I sold somewhere in this range right here. Okay, right in there. I sold for 40%. I was leaving the house and I thought 40% is good enough for me. I'm walking out. And then it does this. And it just took off. This ended up being, and I might have sold somewhere down a little bit lower, but this ended up running to from $1.69 on the calls to 478. I think it was 278%. And he called it, and I give him props, and I will be looking for it on the next one. So that is how you play the FOMC. Write that down. Go check out the tweet. 12 o'clock. In one direction, you're going to see a move. And then at 12:30, you're going to see it move in the exact opposite direction. Now, I don't know if it happens for a 21st time when they do the next meetings, but watch for it, play it, try it, see what happens. That's what I did, and I walked away with 40%. So that's the video, guys. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Subscribe down below. I didn't say that. And then click that bell. That bell gives you the notifications because I send these videos out to you guys every single day. And watch at the end, okay? At the end, we've got those learning tool videos and the spy series videos, okay? So go check that out. Good luck trading on Thursday. I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you green, and we will see you guys all on the next one. Bye-bye.